Hello, and welcome to the Stafford Boxing Report. I am Sheila Stafford, the complete voice for the future of women in the global boxing industry as boxers and businesswomen. Stafford Boxing, the making of champions. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Today is a special day. I have Zandile Malinga, who is owner of Starline Boxing Promotions and chair of the Promoters Association and Federation in South Africa. Mrs. Malinga is not just a role model and a woman of character. She is a staple in South Africa and around the world. She is making her presence known globally and setting a high standard on the business side in the boxing industry and other. I believe we all can learn from Mrs. Malinga. Hello.
Hi, Sheila. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No, that is not a problem. I would like for you to give us your full name.
My name, as you know, all African names bear a reference and they are a story to tell. My name is Zandile Malinga. Zandile means I'm the last born of 3 girls. And it means there are plenty of girls in the household. So it's like enough girls now.
I love it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was trying to pronounce your name and I was just having a little difficulty with it. And I want to make sure that I always pronounce others' names correctly out of respect. Your name is so unique and beautiful, and I love it. I love it. So you're in South Africa. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. That's about a 6-hour difference. What time is it there?
It's 8:06. It's 20 hours 06. So it's 6 minutes past 8 p.m. So we are in our evening.
See, this is what I'm talking about, everybody. This is how you do business and you get to the bottom line. Mrs. Malinga is not playing any games. She's not even playing the radio. So everybody get your pad, pen, pencil, typewriter, just a little joke, and take notes. But before we get started, I want to recognize that we're going to have some veterans that are in the boxing industry, and then we're going to have those that are new in the boxing industry. We're going to accommodate everyone, but only if you leave a comment. So, Mrs. Malinga, you are on the chair of the Promoters Association and the Federation. Can you please tell us what is the Promoters Association?
The Promoters Association, if I can mention, Sheila, here in South Africa, boxing, professional boxing, is regulated by the Act of Parliament. So we have the South African Boxing Act, number 11 of 2001. And from the Act, then we have regulations that regulate the Act, the South African. It dissects, it breaks down what the Act says. And so as per the Act, we are allowed as Boxing South Africa licensees to form associations. And so we have Boxers Association, we have a Promoters Association, we have Trainers and Managers Association, and also Officials Association. And so from each wing, we then, from boxing licenses, boxers will form that association to deal with issues that talk to boxers. And also the Promoters Association is formulated to deal with issues that promoters face. And from there, we then culminate into a federation that will talk to each wing so that the federation represents all the issues and matters brought up in the small associations that are built. And so we then have that federation. As you said earlier, I'm the chair of the Promoters Association and also the chair of the KZN Professional Boxing in its entirety in KZN. KZN is a province in South Africa. You guys, you call them states. With us, we have provinces, and there are only 9 provinces here in South Africa. And so KZN is one of the provinces that we have here in South Africa. And it's quite a big and vibrant atmosphere. And as you would know, our kingdom is known as the Zulu Kingdom. And the duties and the work that I have to do, I have to carry the KZN boxing fraternity on my shoulders and ensure that I'm fair in my decisions and ensure that I'm innovative and creative to try and beat the other provinces in the sphere of boxing, of professional boxing in South Africa then as a whole. And it's quite challenging, but I'm happy. I'm happy of the strides that I've made, and I can see the future. It's a bright, very bright future.
I like that. I just want to let everybody know that for some reason, there's just some technical over here. I'm in one of the best spots that you can have for the internet. So please excuse the inconvenience and thank you. But I heard everything that you said, Mrs. Malinga. So pretty much what you're saying is that with the federation, that just helps keep everything in order and can take care of any of the challenges or face on challenges before they even happen. So I understand that. I actually like that. I actually like that route. How did you get selected?
I was selected by my colleagues. I wasn't sure because boxing, as you would know, it's a male-dominated industry. So even here, and your Zulu tribe, we are Zulus here in KZN, and you would know Shaka Zulu and how men are. But my colleagues, male counterparts, they were the one who elected me. And I said, I'll take on the job and make the most of it. Previously, I've been secretary. You would know that in most organizational structures, we take that role as secretary because you are good at writing or you're just good enough for writing minutes. And so for the past few years, I've been secretary to the association. And it was the first time that I've been elected and appointed. And I'm really happy. It's my male counterparts who did that.
Now, you are also the owner of Starline Boxing Promotions, and I know you wear a lot of hats. How do you accomplish all of your goals?
I would say, Sheila, I'm married into boxing. I'm married into the Malinga family. I think in South Africa, there's no other family that has a deep and very strong legacy in boxing, in professional boxing like the Malingas. The first South Africans to win the WBC is my father-in-law in the family of Sugar Boy, Sulan Sugar Boy Malinga. And there are so many champions in the Malinga family that were produced. And so it's got a huge legacy. You can then imagine I'm a Makoti, that is what you call a bride in the family. And now I have this legacy that I have to be very delicate with it. I have to be very conscious and at the same time the family supports me so much. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the support from my husband and my kids and the entire Malinga family. They've allowed me to be me, and they've supported me. I've gotten a BA in communication science and an honors degree in drama and theater studies. So can you imagine? I love the stage. I'm just a thespian artist at heart. And somehow boxing gives me that. And I enjoy it so much with the support, that challenging as it might be, because in our culture, in the Zulu culture, you can't look at your elder in the eye. It's a no-no. You are not showing respect. And so can you imagine that at home, I have to be this submissive wife. In the boardroom, I have to be that interactive chair, and who puts her foot down on matters, on crucial matters. I have to be decisive, make unpopular decisions at times, but with the support that I have, I've been doing it somehow with ease, but challenging, but with ease.
Now, you had said that you cannot look the elders in their eyes. So when you are around others and you have to make important decisions, or there's a topic of discussion going on, you cannot look them in the eyes at all.
You do, because
even if it's pertaining to business, you can't look your elders in the eyes?
in our Zulu culture, no. But you're still looking that eye contact, but very little. Like as I was saying, Bob Sugar Boy, I can't call him by name. So I have to put the prefix of Baba, as in father. And so there's no way, even people ask me, but they just blurt out his name. I can't as a Makoti, I can't as a child just blurt out his name. Even when I talk to him, I do not look at him straight in the eye. I think I'm comfortable with it because we're brought up like that. And it's not strange at all. But in the boardroom, I ensure that I remain respectful, but stand my ground.
Understood.
I'm conscious of the culture where I come from, but I'm very firm.
Understood. Now, you are a promoter, so tell our viewers, what are your daily activities as being a promoter?
Oh, promoting boxers. It's no pub and place. It's really quite tough, especially here in South Africa. Sheila, we are a third world country, and our government wants us to do well. And so most of our support we get from our government departments that want boxing to thrive, because they've seen, as I've mentioned, with the likes of Dingansobela, they've seen with the likes of Philip Doe, that in boxing you can do so well. But a day in the life of a promoter, I always say, I've got this upcoming tournament. And I always say, I feel like a wedding planner who's planning 5 different weddings at the same time. And all these boxers have their needs and wants and this and that. And you just go crazy, but you just have to compose yourself. The results are so sweet. The results, when it's well executed, you get your satisfaction. And that's where we always say that boxing is addictive, because you want to do it again. You want to see those smiles from the boxers. So it's very fulfilling, challenging as it may be, but it's very fulfilling. It's awesome.
I love your passion and your enthusiastic about what everything that it is that you're doing. And I know it also falls over into other aspects of other things that you are doing in your life. So I really have to tip my hat off to you, because wanting to be a promoter and being a promoter and all the different hats and the responsibilities that you have, it is not easy. And then with you being in South Africa, of course, there's going to be a big difference as well as certain things. Let me apologize to everybody that is watching. I do apologize for the inconvenience with the technical difficulties that I am having. So please forgive me, and we're just going to keep on going. The other question that I also wanted to ask you was, who are some of the big male and female boxers in South Africa in the different weight divisions? And three three of the ones that I'm going to mention, for those who are not familiar, we have the straw weight, which is 105 pounds. You have the lightweight, the light flyweight, which is 105 to 108 pounds. And then the one that I know everybody is familiar with would be the heavyweight, which is 200 or more pounds. So what that is when a boxer is about to have a match, they have to be that specific weight in order for them to be able to fight. So when they have weigh-ins, they're letting the world know that their weight is appropriate and the fight is going to continue.
In South Africa, Sheila, we've got big names. We've got Thabiso Mchunu, who is the current cruiserweight in the WBC silver title. And we've got the former IBF flyweight, Mroti Mthalane. That young chap has done so well for South Africa and for KZN as a whole. And we've got retired boxers. I've mentioned Babshuka Boy Malinga. I've mentioned the likes of Dingan Sobela, who won the WBC. We have in South Africa Mr. Francois Botha. He's retired though, but he's the only South African who faced Mike Tyson, who faced Lennox Lewis, who faced Evander Holyfield. And we always say he's the bravest man in South Africa for facing to have the guts to face all those guys. And we have the likes of Brian Mitchell. There are a number of names who have done well in the world from South Africa. And yeah, with current, we've got Azinga Fuzile, we've got Gideon Muthelezi, we've got so many boxers who are rated internationally from South Africa. And so we just hope for more and better results to get to those coveted titles like the WBC.
Now, you have a boxing tournament that's coming up on June 5th, 2022. Tell us what's going on with this.
On Sunday, the 5th of June, it's this upcoming Sunday, I'll be hosting a 3-title boxing tournament. We've got 2 South African titles. Here in South Africa, our South African title, we take it, it's a prestigious title to hold. And it says you have beaten all your counterparts in your weight division. And so you are the best in South Africa as a whole. And so I've got two. I've got one is a male bout between Prince Dlomo and Xolani Mngidi. Xolani Mngidi is a champion. He's the challenger. Prince is the champion. And Xolani Mngidi is from one of our provinces in Mpumalanga. He's a champion in Mpumalanga. So that one will be a cracker. And we've got a female bout also, South African title. It's Tema Zuma versus Atabile Zukubu. And that one too, because they are friends outside the ring. But now the title is at stake, and both the girls are like, you will not stand on my way. I want this title so badly. So the friendship is like, if you can read the newspapers here in South Africa, they are going crazy over that bout. And the last one is the WBF between Smiso Tselezi and Spesihle Mtungwa. And what I love about that bout is that it's a WBF lightweight title. And Smiso Tselezi has just recently graduated from the University of Zululand, where I studied too, in BSc in zoology and botany. So that is, for us in boxing, says boxers should get educated. And on the other hand, his opponent, Spesihle, got married last year, I think he got married last year. So it just shows that these boys are they know what they are doing, they are focused, and it's going to be a cracker because both are eyeing each other on the title. They won the title so badly. And then I've got 2.5. So it will be only 5 bouts.
Okay, now the juicy part. Female boxing in South Africa. With the female boxers, how are they perceived in South Africa?
In South Africa, as I said earlier, we are very rich in our culture and in our values and our norms and the positions that a woman, this is your position, and men, this is your position. So it's still an uphill battle. We have though, thanks to Boxing South Africa, the regulator of professional boxing, the body that regulates professional boxing. In Boxing South Africa, there is a wing. It's a program, it's called Women in Boxing. So from that, we get so much support. We are even able to air our views. One of the things that we recommend is that on all government-funded tournaments, at least if we can have 1 or 2 bouts of female boxing, just for them to showcase their talent, just for them to have a platform. And we have few, and those few, we must handle them very well and ensure that they get the same benefits like their male counterparts. I can say we are still struggling because most of or the programs are done within the Women's Month or the International Women's Month in March. It's in August, our Women's Month, commemorating the women who marched in 1956 to abolish past laws. And so we are saying, let's move away from the Women's Month, to do something for women in boxing. Let us just enjoy and put female boxing at a pedestal where it deserves. Last year in December, I hosted an all-female boxing tournament funded by Boxing South Africa. It was so beautiful. The talent that is there was unmatched. So there is so much potential, and I always feel there's so much more that we can do. But yeah, we are succeeding. We are in the right path with the regulatory body.
Now, I heard you when you were speaking about some of the boxers, you did mention some of the belts that are the same that we have here. And that was like the WBA, which is the World Boxing Association, and the WBC, World Boxing Council. Now, for those who don't know, both of these organizations, they are affiliated with boxing as a sport, and they sanction the official matches between the fighters and as well as the titles in the different weight divisions. Is there any difference within the weight divisions in South Africa and the United States? Is there any difference, or are they the same?
They are the same, Sheila. They're the same. Because your bantam weight is 53 kg. Your junior bantam is 52. I think at times with the WBF, what I noticed is they will say the other the other division, which is higher, they will say it's not, it's oh jeez, I'm missing this. But the WBF has a different name, but the weight divisions do not change at all. So it's still the same weight division as per, but with us it's not pounds, it's kilograms. We say 52 kg, 53 lightweight is 61, featherweight is 56, and it's just the naming on the junior, and yeah.
What are some possible events with the United States and South Africa? Where do you see that going? What's going on with that?
Oh, that brings a smile on my face because it makes me to dream big. I dream big. Actually, you taught me, Sheila. You taught me not to undermine myself and to go all out and dream. And did you hear me, Sheila? Was I?
I heard you.
Yes. You taught me to dream big, right? You
Yes.
taught me that I can't say I'm quitting. And so I'm taking that stance. I think from here, it would be best to look at the partnership and the relationship. If we can have the best of the USA and the best of SA, we can dream big to host a tournament. And also for me, information sharing. I would not lie. The USA, you guys are doing amazing work when it comes to professional boxing. And it always says to us, there's a lot that we need to learn. And I really would like for an information sharing session to help us. We might, in that information sharing session, we might also give you information that would be valuable to you too. But a workshop on how to make our professional boxing better would be ideal. A tournament, cherry on top.
Well, I'm looking forward. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really What are some gold nuggets that you can leave with us and the viewers? Something that you can tell us that we will always remember, that will always keep us encouraged with what it is that we're doing, whether it's in the boxing industry or any other type of business?
I would say allow women to lead. Allow women to lead. Allow us to enter into that space of leadership. We are born nurturers. We are born assertive. We are born perfectionists. And so whatever we as women do, we do it so well because we want things to be done flawlessly. And we are into looking good. Whatever, if it's your kids should be clean. So in the business world, we need to be allowed to be who we are naturally as women. And I always say, you work hard, you dream big, and never give up. And that's my motto. Never give up on your dreams.
That is some powerful words. You all have heard it first from Ms. Zandile Malinga, coming to us all the way from South Africa. I would like to thank you, Mrs. Malinga, for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know that you have a lot going on, just to bless us with your presence on the Stafford Boxing Report. I know I learned a lot, and I'm sure that the viewers that are watching now and those that are going to be watching later is also going to have a great learning experience from everything that you have said. I want everybody to know you are very much appreciated for being here today. Once again, I apologize for the inconvenience with the connection that I was having today, but please don't be discouraged and don't let that keep you from liking, sharing, and subscribing. And Stafford Boxing, the making of champions. See you next time.